This example says, below is the graph of a piecewise function f of x. We want to use it to find the specified limits or values. Part A says, find the limit as x approaches -2 from the left-hand side of f of x. So if I'm going back and using my balloon analogy, I have my little person here, and they are approaching -2 from the left-hand side. So as they get closer and closer and closer, the place that the balloon is approaching is this location right here. Now, even though there's a hole there, that doesn't matter. It's where the y value is approaching. And the y value that's being approached is 2 for part A. Part B, we want to look at the limit as x approaches -2 from the right-hand side of our function. So -2, the x value is right here. And I'm going to draw my little child right here. And here we can call it a yo-yo because they're getting closer and closer. And as they're getting closer and closer, the y value that's being approached as they get very, very, very close to -2 here is 0. So that is our answer for part B. For part C, we want to know the limit as x approaches -2 of our function. So we already computed our one-sided limits in part A and B, and because they're not approaching the same place, we say that this limit does not exist. For part D, we want to find the limit as x approaches 2 from the left-hand side. So here's our x value 2. And I'm going to draw my little child here. Here's the balloon. So they're getting closer and closer and closer to 2. And as they get closer and closer and closer to 2, the balloon is slowly approaching the y value right here. And that y value is 0. Now we want to find the limit as x approaches 2 from the right-hand side. So that means that my person is here, and they're walking. There's the balloon. There's the balloon or yo-yo. So the y values, what's happening as you get really, really close, these y values are going down to -infinity. So this here is going to be -infinity. Part F says find the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x. Again, because we've taken the one-sided limits, and on the left-hand side, the y value that's being approached is 0, and on the left-hand side, or excuse me, the right-hand side, it's approaching -infinity. Because they're not approaching the same value, the overall limit does not exist. Now, part G is asking us not for a limit, but it's asking us what is f of 1. And if you look, here's 1 on our x-axis, that's our x value. And if we go to our graph, it's going to go right past 2 because there's a hole there. And so it's located there. So f of 1 is equal to 3. Some folks might be inclined to say that it's undefined, but it is defined because we have this point right here. So be careful with that one. And then lastly, H says find the limit as x approaches 1 of f of x. So we are coming in from both sides. And so the balloons are from both sides, they're approaching this y value. So even though our function f of 1 is equal to 3, the y value that's being approached is equal to 2. So that would be our answer for part H.